Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to some more roster reviews. Today we're starting with Tyler. This is a paid review. This player started in the middle of 2023, so just over 2 years. And we're looking at 10.2 million GP. Kyber 2, so very impressive for the time frame, even with spending. So he primarily purchases Lightspeed bundles, Conquest passes, episode passes. So those are all smart purchases for the comparative value in this game. Main thing he's wondering is next big farming project like Legend or Fleet. Wants to know about timing for Leviathan and whether you should go for Hondo. So let's look at the fleets. He does have Profundity all the way to Relic 9, Executor Relic 9, both 7 stars. And even before I look at any of the rest of the count, I'd say the time to pursue Leviathan is right now, immediately. That should be your next priority. And on my small account, I want to try and time farming for Leviathan as soon as to be ready as soon as I am done Fury class Interceptor. It is such an impactful piece, and even you can find lots of different counters in the land game against GLs and so on and so forth. But in fleets, you're very limited. And Leviathan is just the king of the hill right now until I mean, if we get a new capital ship, they're going to make it beat it. But it's been the king of the hill for over 2 years, and it's just very frustrating. It's the ultimate offensive weapon. You can be anything with it if you just bring the right comp, and you can't really... You can lose in RNG matches to Executor, and you can put it on defense if your opponent plays their Leviathan on defense or doesn't have Leviathan. You have a huge leg up, so it's just a mandatory necessary thing. So I'd say right now, even before looking at the rest of your roster. But the rest of the ships, yeah, looking pretty good. Okay, get these abilities to level 8. So it's easy to overlook when you just buy the Lightspeed bundle and move on. But Marauder, super important ship. Get all their abilities to level 8. And not for necessarily Zetas, but give them the Omegas. By the way, an Omega, even though when you put it on a pilot, it shows a smaller number added to the power of the ship, is actually the exact same impact on stats. All it cares about is that you have a level 8 ability. It doesn't care if it's a Zeta or Omega, but if it is a Zeta, it shows a larger number, but it doesn't actually matter. So yeah, that's definitely something that's easy right away fix. And 6-dot mods on them, like as many 6-dot mods as you can get. Like they don't have any real mods on this team. And I mean, even if you're not really using the team in the land game, which Kyber 2, I guess you're kind of not at that point, try to get them some pilot mods at the very least. So very important there. And yeah, a few more relics on Negotiator. This is like the pass level. So 6-dot mods, like any fleet you are using, and in Kyber 2 you need 3 fleets on offense, 3 fleets on defense. Any fleet you're using, you need to try and shoot for 6-dot mods on all of them. I know that might be slow going, you're prioritizing them for other places, but 6-dot mods are very important. And like make sure you have a mod on everything, because you know the jump from Kyber 2 to Kyber 1 is kind of a big one. What's the skill rating? You're close. Okay, not exactly close yet. So you need 3610 to get into Kyber 1, but Kyber 2 is an awesome spot. That's the next step to take you further in the fleet game. Datacrons, plenty of focused Datacrons. So that is definitely going to give you a leg up. You're picking all the right ones, it seems like. Well, maxing out Wampa and Rolo, you don't need the level 15. No one's going to use her with a Rolo. But Darth Vader, they were clever and they pigeonholed, so you have to use that exact team. So good choices there. Make sure you're doing some rerolls. Great defense, so it looks fantastic. Make sure you're getting at the few key Datacrons each cycle. So all that, 4 minutes before even getting to the actual land roster. So we have 6 Galactic Legends, unless one recently got unlocked. Nope. We've got Jabba, Rey, Supreme Kylo, JML, C, and Lord Vader. So we're missing JMK, Ahsoka, and Leia. So all of those are good. Ahsoka, last priority. And you said you want Leia next. Definitely. For Hondo, I'd say don't worry about Hondo right now. Like, definitely farm for Leia. before you farm for either JMK or Ahsoka. And unless Hondo comes out and is just like transcendent, don't really think about it. Because he's brand new, he's a question mark. These newer Galactic Legends, kind of like a wave 5 of Galactic Legends. Because if you think about them in pairs, they're all kind of similar. Slicker and Ray were the first ones. They're not that expensive to get. JML and C, also not too hard to get. JMK and Lord Vader, they're more difficult to get, but they were a higher level. Jabba and Leia, pretty easy to get. They're kind of the wave 4 GLs. Great value, awesome. Those are the first two I went for with a new account. But then there's these kind of wave 5 GLs that are steeper requirements. Ahsoka is insane requirements, but you know, Hondo is also going to be like tons and tons of marquees. There's already some Relic 9s in there, so those are all question marks. What this guy's doing awesome is Relic 9 Padawan Obi-Wan. I came here to look to see if he had Cat, and okay, so Cat Gear 1, I'm not a big fan of that. Even if you just throw her with Padme, or you could throw her with Rey. You can throw her with Rey, and she's fantastic. Zori, not a fan of her being a Gear 9, but then again, Lightspeed token, use it on her, because you have that whole team. And I mean, that's really the only option. So you're going to benefit from that. Finish that free reward track, and I mean, I guess or maybe you're going to use the higher tier. So yeah, you can get her to relics. That's awesome if you're doing the episode pass. So that worked out. You have literally one character you can use it on, and probably the best one to do. So that's going to be nice. But yeah, Cat Maul, like, unlike, I don't know if I'm not showing her. Unlike Cat Maul, I think it's fine to leave him at 7 stars level 1 if you're fully committed to dark side clones and you're just running them. So yeah, you got them all R5. I don't think his team is that important right now, and unless you have your Malicos team going on, you don't worry about it. So Seer, you know, you don't have Cal. I don't know what your guild's looking like, but I think most guilds want players that are ready for Zepho, meaning a Relic 7 Seer and Jedi Knight Cal. You obviously don't have Jedi Knight Cal because Cal Kestis is only 5 stars. But that's something to think about. I mean, talk to your guild leaders if they care or not, because if they don't care, then like you really don't need to push for it. But for a selfish wise, I wouldn't, like, I'd want Leia first and Leviathan and all that. But you know, Malicos, once you were on Seer, must have. But Cat is someone you can gear right now and put her with Rey. That's just a luxury most people can't do, afford to do, because they need her with Cat. But if you don't have, or you need her with JMK. But if you don't have JMK for a while, you don't need to. I mean, Ezra, it's a pretty scary team. You got Rey, Ben, Ezra, Cat, and probably like Barriss right now. That's scary. That's really, really scary. So you throw that thing on defense. Because the stat boosts from Cat alone make her insane. Cat's not really missing too much else other than the big fish, it seems like. Got Bane. Lots of Relic 7s. I mean, you're being sparing with the Relic 9s, which I appreciate. All these Galactic Legends are 8. Looks like 9 is reserved for fleet captains and the assault battle people, which is definitely wise. It's cost effective. And yeah, you said you're working on getting these guys up actively, so that should be a nice source of income. All great approaches. Let's see what else is missing here. Yeah, that's for Leia. This is for Cal. Don't have Bo. Don't have Gungans. Malicos. Haven't worked on Dark Room Afghani. All really solid teams. Great Mothers. Really solid teams. What are the Night Sisters looking like? I assume we're probably done Challenge Tier 3. And you definitely can with those Night Sisters. But I think Great Mothers are a priority. They're, for how easy they are to acquire, you know, just Cantina. They plug in seamlessly with the 2 Peridia Troopers and then like Marin. I think that's definitely something to keep on your radar. New Bad Batch. Kind kind of stink in terms of what it takes to get them right now. They're for the raid, yes, but they're all unaccelerated, and there's so much good out there that is accelerated. So I definitely put them off. So there's a lot of things to work on. I'm gonna look at mods next, but I'd say Leviathan, Leia. In the meantime, Cat, you know, like Cat and slicing up Bad Batch mods, that's kind of like a present thing. Like you do it alongside those big farms. But yeah, Leviathan, then Leia, then JMK, then decide whether you want Hondo or Ahsoka. That's what I would say. Now let's look at the mods, filtering primarily by speed. So Supreme Kylo, fastest, pretty standard and a good idea. Plus 195, not bad. Lots of health. I like that. It's really good. Crit damage. That's actually fantastic. There's probably health here and health here. Wonderful. A lot of times when you lose with Supreme Lord Kylo, it's because he died a little bit too fast. His offense can go to the moon through mastery ramping, but his health cannot really change unless you lose turn meter. But that doesn't happen quite so much. Pretty good speed. I like the modding schema. Quick damage, lots of protection, good speed. Love it. JML was the first Relic 9 I think I ever got on my main account, and did not regret it one bit. You're gonna like increase the protection by like 50% if you do that. And otherwise, I guess it's all right. He's not. That's good speed for JML. It's hard to get him that fast. Java, I actually don't care all that much about. Rey, offense health, good hood health over 200k. 510, yeah, you don't need her blazing fast, but yeah, you focus on the offense. So this is awesome. Modding for Rey, set the Eternal, 200k. That's great. That's better than mine. A little slow. I like him a lot faster, at least over 500, because similarly, kind of like Kylo doesn't have enough health sometimes. Sith Eternal doesn't have enough speed sometimes, and he can kind of get caught flat-footed like that. So non-GLs is actually a lower speed than I'd expect from the top speed of a non-GL. So the GL modding is fantastic so far. Those are good primary selections there. Right now with the Focus Datacron, you don't need to overload her with speed. And this for R8, I'd say we have 3 more seasons with this chron, or no, 2 more seasons with the Focus Datacron. I say do a little remodding, force as much offense as you can on her without worrying about speed, because her speed does not matter right now. She's just taking bonus turns. Yeah, 317. So yeah, the mods are falling off a cliff kind of speed-wise. I mean, that's really good for boss because, I mean, plus 144. But I don't know how much of a priority he is in Kyber. He's just a leftover hitman to take out a single target. Queen Amidala, decently fast, but I don't know what her primaries are. I guess it's unsliced health, yeah. Slice those up. You need those mods. I mean, it's sometimes a real slow drip, but do what you can. No, I don't like speed on him. Offense set and defense set. That is good speed, and I do like crit damage on him. And yeah, protection focus, but speed set on him, that's not the point. You want him to do as much damage as he can when he is taking his turns. Luthen, not slice, it's just kind of naturally fast. And yeah, we don't have too many characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. How many over 300 speed? 6. I think you can definitely do better than that. And Kyber, I'm impressed you got to Kyber without a little bit more mod depth. Potency, I think speed and health on her, that's pretty good speed for her, I guess. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, health. Potency's not bad per se, it's just not like a typical choice. Yeah, Revens, they're pretty low, but they're missing mods. So just make sure everything has mods just to start. Anything that you use. So you go to filters and then you do empty mod slots. Yeah, you can filter by empty mod slots. How many do we have here? Important characters. I know we have the Revens. Wait. Why are they not showing here? Oh, is it like the number of empty mod slots first? I didn't realize that. Oh, that's how it starts. That's interesting. That's kind of weird. It's like if they're missing, if they have one or two, and then, yeah, check for, make sure mods are at least on every character you're using, for sure. But yeah, I think that's enough for this one. Thanks so much for let me take a look. I think you got a great account, just a lot of little things to improve, and you could be in Kyber 1 with your trajectory for sure. Next, we have another Kyber 2 player. We got Snake Eyes, I3 yes 1-1. That's kind of confusing. It's Snake Eyes, but it's also yes. 10.8 million GP and Kyber 2, like I said. But different focuses. They seem to be focused more on guild stuff, territory battle teams, raids, platoons, missions. And said 100% free to play. Haven't spent a dime and don't ever intend to. So we have a true believer, potentially. We'll look for signs, but I see no reason to disbelieve them. That was put in March 2024. It's been a very long time. I almost done with my list. Seriously, I have like less than 10 rosters left to get through. But I know I'm extremely slow. But looks good from a high level view. We have all three meta fleets. Executor's still level relic 8. That does matter in a lot of cases. So that can make the difference. So I'd consider looking at that. And we do have some low level fleets. Plo Koon, that is a sign that, not a Lightspeed bundle purchaser to have Plo Koon low gear. Even like these resistance characters low gear. So already seeming like they are sticking to that. But yeah, good fleets. Let me see. Of course, the ones I always check: Elector Republic, and then Empire. So very nice. These are definitely not empty characters. Yeah, we got a few mods sliced up, which is what I do on the GoTake Scout. I don't have every single mod at 6 dots. Oh yeah, they got all the abilities leveled up. That's a great Marauder. Fantastic. And Anakin. Yeah, Anakin, like when it's a single pilot ship, you definitely want to do all 6 dot mods. And Negotiator, General Kenobi, all 6 dot. Perfect. So fleets might be just one thing you don't have to really worry about. Plo Koon, I think this is a little bit weak for my blood. Maybe gear 11 or something. He's not a difficult farm. He doesn't require a Kyber tag. I'd say boost him up some. He is really not that hard to farm. And remember, you don't even need his gear anymore. So I'd go back and check your roster to see if there's any good fleets, usable fleets like this that you haven't leveled all the way up. Because this, you can have it completely leveled up now, even if you don't want to gear him past gear 9. So just keep that in mind. I assume most of the ships are just, already have everything kind of sliced up. So ships, yeah, something we don't really have to worry about. You're on the cutting edge and kind of staying there. I'd say these are the right picks for focus datacrons from that set. I'm withholding judgment. I gave the Darth Vader one a bad rating. I'm not sure how it's going to play in the high end of Kyber. If there's any valuable counter to it, it's kind of worth getting. But it depends. I think it's going to be an offense only thing. I think you can't really put it on defense and fool anybody in Kyber. I think it's easier to manage. And think about this: like Darth Vader seems so untouchable with this datacron, but he's not a galactic legend or anything. You can literally just fracture him or something, and he's gonna be stuck. But yeah. So yeah, Rolo, even just a level 3 is going to be transformative. The Wampa one, the stats are just ridiculous. So that's nice. Low Datacron inventory from this set, which is a little disappointing. That's going to make it really hard to push to Kyber 1, if that is your goal. I mean, if you're fine staying Kyber 2, kind of a really similar rating to Alaska, 33-38. But, if you're fine as is, you don't really want to focus on the datacrons, that's fine. I mean, just doing the 50 refreshes each day, I think you could farm more than this. But this set has defense in it. So this was a huge opportunity to just have tons of super useful datacrons. Anyway, now finally, again, after 4 minutes, I'm now getting to the the real roster, the characters. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 GLs. We're missing Ahsoka, and we're missing Rey. Interesting. So I'll definitely try to mull over whether to get Rey immediately or not. You might be working on her, right? Or maybe you already have her. Okay, no. But I mean, Rey's fantastic. Queen Amidala, Relic 9. I would expect that since you're someone that's helping out the guild a lot. Shock T at Relic 8. I did a video on getting the Relic 8 tier done with Keller and Beck, Drew Costa, and Plo only. But you don't have Plo at R8, so that didn't work. But I did myself bump up Shock T because I was going crazy. Yeah, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, perfect. Relic 9. Remnant, just checking on these endgame. Assault battle stuff. So almost there on all these. So that seems like your goal, and that's huge. They might be the last of their kind to get a new assault battle since they invented era battles. I think for a long time, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and then the Imperial Remnant Purdy crew are going to be staples for mid-game farming. Yeah, I mean, you've got plenty of Conquest units, Malgus, Torture Moff Gideon, plenty of Territory War Omicrons. But also GAC Omicrons. New Bad Batch. We've got Ezra in there. Who's the Order 66 raid? Yeah. So kind of working on almost everything there. No Afra, it looks like, because we don't have Sana and Hondo done, but that's totally fine in my book. She is one of the most skippable, more recent-ish legendaries. And then what else are we missing? I still have yet to see anything that disappoints me. Oh, Balin. So we don't have Balin. He's great. I think he's worth going for at some point. They're going to be accelerated soon, so might as well at that point. Do we have, like, Great Mothers, Nice Sisters? No. Working on them, though, so that's good. I mean, yeah, so he took advantage of the relics at low stars for Great Mothers. Absolutely merited. Morgan, too. It's just a great team. It's going to be viable for quite a long time. But then, like, Old Night Sisters kind of still low gear, which, you know, they were, unless you have Great Mothers, they're not really that useful in higher Kyber leagues. So, I kind of support that. I do think getting Rey is a great idea. So there's a lot of work there, so they're clearly not really working on it. I guess you need Rey JTR at this development level for JML. But I'd say she's your next GL. Before Ahsoka or Hondo, probably. But then there's, you know, what I was talking about, I think is your immediate priority. Perea Pals, which you're already working on. Great Mothers, which you're already working on. And then from that, you know, Balin, I think is great. But you have a really complete roster. So it's pretty awesome. But yeah, Rey for sure, because that'll let you take advantage of your Ezra. Right now, I'm not sure where you're using Ezra. He does have the Omicron, but usually people use him with Ahsoka or Rey, and neither of them are there. With Jedi, I mean, you can use him with JML. I guess I would use him with JML if I didn't have Rey or Ahsoka, but Rey is just such a nice tool, especially on defense. She's one of the staples on defense. Getting Moody 6-star, tragic, but it's fine. He's not like a huge deal. I guess Ufu's a big one I like to check. Yeah, Ben, I mean, don't worry about him until you have Rey. Here we got Malchus. I like the roster. I think the roster's in a good spot. You're just like, you're in a good spot to not have too many things where it's confusing what to chase. Just a few great things that are kind of low-hanging fruit. You target those, and then you go from there. JML is your fastest, which is a little surprising. 547 speed as fast as GL is not fantastic, and that protection is also not that great for R9. So what I'd say is squeeze it as much. Try to find protection primaries with flat protection in the secondary, because that does kind of add up. And I don't see that on really any of those. And then I mean, flat protection is fine, but find percentage per protection secondary for the square in the diamond. Leia, 515. Yeah, okay. I think this is probably going to be the biggest thing holding you back because the roster quality is really high. But these, wait, do I not have it filtered? Oh, I don't even have it filtered by speed. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, this doesn't make sense. Okay, there we go. Never mind. What I was just about to criticize with mods, never mind. It is great speed on Lord. 201 speed. That's crazy. Good damage. I like it. I love it. Yeah, so, yeah, JML is 4th fastest, which it's, you know, it's not super fast. JMK is not super critical. Java is 540. I just looked at that, but that's good speed. Supreme Kylo, this is the one, I think he definitely needs a speed set. I love the health focus, but I don't think you really want a speed set with him because he gets his offense super high anyway. You just want to take as many turns. This is kind of something that was born out in all the Sith Raid solos that used to happen, is he'd end up doing more damage over time with a speed set compared to an offense set just because he was able to siphon faster. It's not too big of a difference, but in PvP it's even more important to get out there first. Leia, that's really good health. That's like fantastic. So the turn on is a slow poke. I think that's too slow. I mean, he's got good health. I don't subscribe to the idea you don't care about speed on him. I think you want him over 500 speed at least. And then non-GLs, we got Moff Gideon at 361. That's fair. I mean, Imperial Remnant team's pretty nice. But, you know, while these Echo and... Well, Echo can go on, you know, Queen Amidala team and help out. But, in general, Moff Gideon, Echo, Admiral Piet, they're all, and even Mara Jade, they're all characters that traditionally have been important to have fast. And if you're in a really low league, I'd still think that's probably true and probably valuable. But if you're in Kyber 2, Kyber 1, they're not like that important anymore. Cat is kind of evergreen, never going out of style. Until every single new kit for 3 years has anti-insta-kills, and then she's not good anymore. But yeah, like characters like her are probably the best to get your super high speed. Stab is even kind of iffy. He's just naturally fast, so you're not like doing your blazing fast mods on him anyway. Ezra, Luthen, all of them are really good on good teams. Captain Rex, you know, kind of wherever you put him, he's impactful. Getting out there with his AoE early is really nice. Darth Revan, I think, is more important to have super fast. So, and great setup, by the way. Like, lots of health, crit damage. I love that. I love that modding. But yeah, I mean, that's just it. It's just like, kind of reevaluate these old stalwart, like, it used to be the automatic choice for all your speed. On their teams, they are important to go fast. It's just those teams aren't getting utilized as much. I don't know. Maybe in TW she goes first anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. And then she's got a turn meter train, so I think Mara Jade, especially on my main account too, is I'm taking good mods from her if I need them. Not too much more to go over. Crit damage, I don't like the crit chance set unless the stats are like amazing. I guess if you don't have anywhere else, but it's just his Merciless Massacre gives so much crit chance. You only need a crit chance set. That's pretty fast for all the way down here. So that's a pretty deep set of speed mods. Yeah, so actually you got really good modding. I think you just pilfer some of the top speeds from others. Even like Jin. Like Jin's really important in on that Leia team on offense. Just think of teams you're using the most. You know, Gungans. Cal could probably be a little faster. I don't know if that's your modding for that event or that mission or not, but anyway, I think that's plenty for this one. I think you're right for a run to Kyber 1. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Bye. And our last account, Jakuu Bombassa. I didn't plan this, but another 10 million account. This one, though, is in Kyber 4. So significantly underperforming our past two, because the difference between Kyber 4 and Kyber 2 Seems quite significant. They said they started around 2020 or 2021, but didn't take it serious for a while. Said they were just kind of finishing up teams, so they didn't have any specific targets. Those targets are outdated by now anyway. They care most about Grand Arena, helping with TB, raids, territory war. Spends, depending on paycheck, 100 to 200 CHF per month. I'm actually not sure what currency that is. Okay, it's a Swiss franc, and 100 of them it's like 1.24 US dollars, so that's like over 100. So that's a decent amount of spending. Get the Conquest Pass, Episode Pass, those passes priority, and I mean, Lightspeed bundles are fine for if you're a big spender like that, obviously. Wet Spring Kylo in fleets. I think I see the weak point, keeping you in Kyber 4. Only Executor. No Profundity, no Leviathan, and only 5 stars on Executor. This looks like Go Tanks. And low Erodium now, so making my way up. But definitely work on the fleets. I don't even have to look at your characters to know. Leviathan, probably absolute top priority before Profundity, yes. And if you're gonna sink crystals, you could even I'd even hold off on Executor refreshes to get Leviathan. Leviathan is paramount, the most important fleet in the game. Galactic Republic, I'm feeling like it's losing a lot. Only 5 stars, probably. Yep, levels. Level 7 abilities, no mods, no mods. No mods. What are you doing? Put the mods on. Get the abilities to level 8. Like, come on. Like, what are you people doing? And do you 6-out mods, please? Negotiator. There's a 6-out mods. Most people, I think, still use Negotiator first and foremost, especially if they've been playing a long time. I would still be thinking like that if I didn't make my account from scratch and have to scrap my way up to the top with Mace. But Mace is also fantastic. But you probably don't absolutely... Well, you actually probably do. You know, in Kyber 4, with that size roster, and I'll have to look at everything, but you definitely need to work on the fleets really, really hard, really soon. Emperor fleet looks fine. I mean, TIE Defender, Iden, I think usually you want to earn relics, but... Datacrons. More Datacrons than I think either of the past 2 players. So that might be picking up a little bit of the slack. I think this level 12 is fine. I like the at least 14, but the Hoda part is actually a little bit less important than the Jedi Luke part. The level 12 is good. People like to go 13 because you get good offense there. But if you're out of mats for this, I guess that's fine. Are we getting much defense? Yep, defense, well, 2. What we really wanted out of this set was as much defense as you could get. And that was like the highest priority. Just re-roll stuff for defense, like Hellsteel. If you have re-roll mats, just go back and try to re-roll for as much defense as you can, because you're going to need this set for upcoming seasons. Without that green set we just lost. And now, finally, the actual roster. We have 7 GLs, Rey, Leia, Springler, Kylo, JMK, JML, Jabba, and Sith Eternal Emperor. We're saying Lord Vader and Ahsoka, which is actually the 2 I advise going for last, even with Lord Vader's bump in viability from the Dark Side clones, which I'm actually thinking might be a little overhyped, even by myself. He's really expensive, because you have to add those 4 clones that aren't part of his requirements. Whereas, like, even Ahsoka, you know, you have her whole team, basically, from just farming her. And then you just add Ezra in there, too. But yeah, we got 7 GLs. They're all only Relic 7, except Rey's 8. That feels pretty light for Galactic Legends, if you're in Kyber. Like, you really need to start pushing towards Relic 8. And I know it's, you know, it's not the cheapest thing. Yeah, actually, that's standing out to me a ton. This whole roster is very light on higher relics, Relic 8 and Relic 9. We've got 4 on Darkside Rey. We've got 3 on Malicos. What are you doing? 3 on Ezra. it's just spewing out of my mouth like just vitriol. Oh, just disgust. No, but seriously, I mean, a high priority would be to Relic 8 your most important Galactic Legend. Supreme Lord Kylo, huge priority for Relic 8. JML, you only care about Relic 9. If you can't do Relic 9, don't worry about Relic 8. We're missing some Zeta. Like, keep giving them the Zeta. He needs the Galactic Legend Crime Lord, like in this one. Just every Zeta is important. I mean, the basic, I guess, is least impactful there. And the basic, yeah. 2 Zetas on C. Oh, unless you recently got C, I think that's kind of unforgivable. He's borderline useless if you don't have enough Zetas. Especially in the Galactic Legend. He's just going to die. We got, CLS, Afra, Cal. There's some new-ish farm. Bo-Katan. We got Queen Amidala. Riva, Bane. Bane of Relic 5. Like, yeah, this is... No mystery, they're in Kyber 4. These low relics. I mean, what's the holdup? Like, does your guild not do raids? Like, are you not getting any tier 3 raid currency? Are you not farming Cantina, like, signal data? I don't... Like, this is just way too weak. Relic 3 on Darth and 1 Zeta. You can put a Zeta on Princess Leia, but not all Zetas on Darth Revan. So it is kind of a mess. I don't even know where to start with how much of a mess this is. What you should do, you probably... I don't know how to do this. Try to find one of the smallest accounts in Kyber 1 and just copy the things they have high-end relics. You're not going to... I don't think you're close to Kyber 1 or even really Kyber 2 until you fix all those relic problems. So what's missing? Correct Mothers, there's that clones. Luthen is not geared. Dark Troop Moff Gideon's not geared. No Gungans. Imperial... What are they called? Imperial Remnant. Yeah, none of them. Which... You're ready to have Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. You have Scout Trooper, Moff Gideon, Death Trooper, and TIE Fighter Pilot. He's got a whole team ready to gear him. Padawan, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon. Look, 5. I mean, bump him at least to 7 so you can get another tier of the assault battle to increase your income across the board. Whereas gear 10, I wouldn't say it's a huge priority to bump her up, but it's kind of surprising that she's that low. Jocasta's down there. No work toward Balin at all. What are the Ufu's doing? Otherwise, I mean, they're fine. I mean, Malicos Relic 3 is criminal. He absolutely needs to be high. Riva, at least Relic 7. Cat, I guess arguably she's okay at Relic 5. Because she boosts stats anyway and gets an insta-kill anyway, but usually people have a higher Relic. I mean, that's the name of the game. I mean, you're missing Lord Vader and Ahsoka. I'm not too worried about that. Really work on your fleets and then hire relics for things. Leviathan, that's great too, because you're going to get a much better Sith Empire team, which is a decent team. Used to be amazing, but now it's just kind of decent. You gotta get a Relic 9 Darth Revan, Darth Malak. Malgus, you're going to want to get to Relic 7 once you have the fleet at the very least. Just a lot of odds and ends to take care of. Yeah, so it's just... hard to dive so deep when I know it's all just kind of weak-faced. Plus 170 speed. That's the fastest GL. 555. Supreme Lord Kylo, I think, should be the fastest. 161. That's not great for Supreme Lord Kylo. He can definitely go higher. And then the offense isn't really there. The health isn't really there. Defense, no. Defense is one of the worst primaries out there. Go health or offense there. And get more speed. Leia is at plus 180. That's good. It's pretty fast. She could probably do with more health. Rey, offense health, that looks like the right setup. 181 is not too shabby. 532 speed is fine. And then the offense, that's a little low for Relic 8. Relic 7, that'd be fine, but pretty weak on offense. Java, I mean, he's not even... He doesn't even have his unique to amplify his health protection. It's pretty slow. Pretty bad protection. It's pretty bad for JML. Great damage? No. You want all protection. You want to shove as much protection in there as you can. Set the turtle. I mean, why bother? He's kind of useless. Don't use him on anything other than, like, a pitiful team. Like, the worst team on their defense. Cat Beam Fest, non-GL is good. Not really impressive speed. And you want health, not protection, if you're running her under JMK. Good damage is alright. Queen Amidala. 150 is not bad. I think protection kind of is a little bit of a safeguard for her. Or protection focus over health. Ezra... I guess it's okay. I don't even know like where he's going. How important it is. Qui-Gon. Yeah, I mean, he's a good character. Malik doesn't need to be this fast in your ranking. Unless you're soloing people, which I don't know how you really are, even in Kyber 4. But he doesn't really need tenacity modding anyway. Either, I think defense, health sets, and then protection focus. Yeah, for 291. I don't know, yeah, not super great mods either across the board. So, I mean, everything kind of needs a lot of work. Like, the collection's there, it's just like, it's in worse shape than a lot of other players at the same level. For all health sets, I think you can get more health than that, but he is Relic 5, so I guess that's part of it. I mean, Bane is like the best non-GL in the game, so he deserves higher Relic 2, Relic 8, or even at least Relic 7. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to squeeze in all this stuff, but it's needed. You have to do it. You have no choice. Well, you do, but you know, you're focused on guild stuff. Even for guild stuff, I mean, how are you doing platoons if you got such low relics all over the place? But anyway, I think that'll do it for this one. I think my point is clear. So thank you for letting me take a look. It's an interesting one to see 3 different accounts around 10 million. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.